international students have to pay taxes in Germany, and what tax tips are there for international students? Today we're going to talk about this topic, and welcome back to another video here on GTax. My name is Roland Elias, and today we're going to talk about 5 key topics which you have to know to tax tips for international students in Germany. So if you're a foreign student and move to Germany and study on one of our universities and live off your parents' money, then you don't have to pay any taxes on your personal income because you mostly don't have an income. But if you have an income, then you have to pay taxes if you earn more than 12,069 euros in 2025. So if you're below 12,069 euros, then you don't have to pay any taxes. This is the tax-free money you can earn. But there are some issues you have to know. For example, most students work in so-called mini-jobs or in a Werkstudentenarbeitsverhältnis, and this might also involve some tax withholding. For so-called mini-jobs, there is a mini-deduction of 2%, but this pays your employer and you don't have to pay it as an employee. So for example, if you're above 583 euros, then you have to pay normal taxes. But if you're under 12,096 euros, then not. But the so-called mini jobs up to 533 euros are deducted with 2%. So, for example, if you're in an internship or something like this, then it might be that you have a taxable income, but only if there is a tax withhold, then you don't have to pay it at the end. Because you also can do a tax return, file a tax return to get some money back. And for this, you have to use the so-called Anlage N. It's for your nicht selbstständige Arbeit. That's for employers' income, employees' income, and also for part-time jobs. So, for your information, it doesn't matter if you're full-time, part-time, or some other time. If you are an employee and get your money from someone else, like an employer, then you have to do the so-called Anlage N. You can use for it Elster. It's a student-friendly platform like Taxflix or Wundertax. These are the ones that cost money. Elster is the online platform of the German tax office. Taxfix and Wundertax, there we have to pay money. Normally, you can do the tax return for the last 4 years. So if you've been in Germany for the last 4 years and you've been studying here, then you can do the last 4 years because you only can do a tax return for the years you have been living in Germany. So where you have a property or rent some property, then you live here and say, okay, I study, I live, I work here, then you can do a tax return. But there are some things you have to know. For example, like DAADs or public scholarships are usually tax-free. In this case, you have just to know that some of them are taxable, some are not. For example, if there are specific work or services or something like this you have to do, then it might be taxed. For common deductions, you have to know if you're not on a official or for example you're on a private university, then there might be tuition, semester fees or something like this, especially for second degrees or masters or something like this. This one you can deduct from your taxes. Another thing is the study materials like laptops, books, or for example iPhones, internet, printing costs or something like this for your student, for your university. You can deduct this from your income. Also, public transportation or commuting costs to the university or to part-time jobs, you can deduct these also. But keep in mind, some universities also give you the opportunity to use public transportation. Then you have to take care or you have to look out because some of these are not deductible from your tax. Another point is, for example, home office deductions, or for example, if you work remotely or something like this, then you can deduct it. But you have to have one room which is only used for your work and not doing it on the couch or working on the couch or on the kitchen table. That's not the thing. Also, language courses or exam fees related to your studies are also possible. How to maximize your refunds and avoiding mistakes is the most important things. So always check if tax was withheld. Then if you have a low paying job and there's no tax withheld, then it might be also okay, because the employer says, okay, about the year, throughout the year, you're less than 12,069 euros, so you don't have to pay in taxes, then there will be no withholding. On the other thing, you file annually refunds, or for overpaid taxes, you get them back. So this is an easy way to do. You can use Elster as told. Or for example, you should keep all your receipts and job contracts, everything you did. I say to most of our clients, just get Cloud Drive like this on your iPhone or something like this. And if you get a receipt, just make a photo and load it up to the sky, and then you don't have to think about anything else. And at the end of the year, you can check them. Okay, say, okay, this is deductible. No, this is not. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And at the end, you can say, okay, let's deduct all the expenses from my tax in my tax return. So, for example, there are also some student-friendly tools to optimize your tax situations. If you need help, you can also go in the links below and contact us for your support. So, do you have any other questions? Then just keep it up in the comments below. I wish you a very good day.